Angel a call real quick, and then.
Yo, you got Angel.
Hey, Angel, how you doing?
Terrible. What's up?
Oh, what happened?
Stuff. I just had to go through a pretty painful 4 hours of my life. You know how it goes.
Could you, like, I don't want you to go too deep and have to relive those memories, but was it as shit as I can imagine it to be? Like, what?
It was pretty awful.
Okay.
I mean, I'll tell you. I was gonna reach out to Stevie directly and have a chat with her, but I have some real issues with how she handled stuff on that scene.
Okay, I'm open to hear it.
All right. So basically, starting off from the very beginning, I don't know. Like you got shot down almost immediately. I don't know what happened after that. How much did you hear? Like, do you remember even?
I know I came on scene. You kind of told me about how this stems back to the grenade situation over at Polito. So yeah. I was trying to assess in my mind, truthfully, because, all of a sudden shit started popping off even more, is like, if it was... So what happened leading up to it? So, just so I can... the grenade happened, et cetera,
yeah, so basically grenade was thrown. You got shot down. After that, she called up there's a blue Premier in the area that was potentially involved. We found the car. It was located in Route 67. The location doesn't really matter, but we found the car. We pulled it over. Ventura was trying to go for a GSI test. They refused and they left of the scene, the whole shebang. Let us on a long chase. We chased them for a good hour. Like, we lost them like 3 different times, so we'd refine them again. We were putting in our best efforts, swapping everyone out, doing our best. Eventually, after swapping into a couple of different interference cars because they crashed out, they ran into the butcher factory and they had class 2s in hand out and they started holding out, basically.
Oh.
And then while we were there...
In Cyprus?
In Cyprus. So while we were there, I was under the impression that Ventura was the one leading the scene. They were sitting around arguing about what to do. I walked up and I said, hey, we should just breach them and shoot them because we got like 30 cops here surrounded. And they said, well, hold on, let me cook. And they basically spent like 10 minutes like going back and forth before they eventually called them to negotiate. And we spent like 30 minutes filling up their car and refueling it for them and fixing it and then bringing it back. And the negotiation was they could then get in their cars and we would continue the chase. And that was that.
Who's they?
I thought that was the Manor.
No, I mean, who are the dumb fucks that
Stevie and Ventura. And so I said the entire time I was kind of fucking around on scene because I was so fucking annoyed. I was like, whatever, this is a clown show already, so I'm gonna be an old lady. That's why I was walking with a cane and talking like an old lady. But anyways, so I'm like, hey, we should really just go shoot these fucking guys, I really think that's what we should do. This is the best plan of action. Let's just fucking kill them, right? We got everyone here. Let's just do it.
Did we have at that point, like, could we articulate they were the ones involved in the grenade situation?
We didn't, nothing more than reasonable suspicion, I would say. We didn't have like a specific thing tying them. They were in the scene at the time. They were called out and they fled from us. So
and for that to turn into them holding out class 2s in a chase. Okay, I'm with you on this. Yep.
Right. So to me, that would indicate, these guys are clearly doing some serious shit. They're not just like, your regular little guys.
Let's say they could have a brick of coke on them, right? If it's, it's not, they're not just holding out because it's, they're speeding. So
right, exactly.
Okay.
So for me, I was thinking, well, we should just go fucking breach and shoot these guys at this point. I pushed that a few different times. They just kept saying, hold on. The scene command kind of bounced back and forth. I was really confused because it sounded like Ventura was running the show, but then Stevie would just pop up with some shit. And then all of a sudden Ventura would go back to running things. And then I was running things. And then Ventura was running things again. And then Stevie was like making suggestions. It was really fucking confusing.
Okay.
And I didn't like really know exactly who was running the show at that point. But anyway, so the negotiations happened. 30 minutes later, they get in the cars and they run again. And we proceed to chase them, for another hour. And there's more car swaps, more fucking chasing, the whole shebang. Eventually, some of them are downed. I don't remember exactly how they went down, but some of them go down. And we have them in custody at the skate park. And a couple of them come in to save their boys, the whole shebang.
Oh,
pull up with cars, get out.
That's when the scene at the
Well, no, it keeps going. Keeps going. So then we sat there for 30 minutes while they kept coming back like 20 different times trying to get their boys out.
Where is this now?
At the skate park.
Okay.
It's where we were. And like for 30 fucking minutes, they got 4 different shots to come in and try, and we just sat there the whole time. Again, because Stevie just wanted us to just fucking sit there. And eventually, we put some officers on top of the building overseeing us. And then they came back with a helicopter, and they hot dropped, and they shot those officers down, and they just started shooting cops. I was under the impression that I was a scene lead at this time. So I was just kind of giving orders, telling people what to do, like, hang on the area. Ventura came up with a wonderful idea to do a hot drop. It didn't work out, as it goes. You were there for that point, so you witnessed all of that. And then after you went down, we were kind of stuck. We didn't really have any other options. Our only Air 1 certified pilot was locked away on top of Davis. I know how to fly very well. I'm just not certified. I asked for permission, was denied it, whatever. So be it. Doesn't really matter. You can't shoot or shoot, right? Shoot or shoot. I tried. Yeah. Whatever. That doesn't matter. So basically, I was contacted by Stevie. She told me that they wanted to negotiate, and I was to tell them that we're not negotiating. So I called them, and I just did a little Godfather bit with them, just kind of fucking around because it's all hopeless at this point. Yeah. On the phone, had a short conversation. Eventually, he was like, "Yeah, we're not negotiating. Sorry, that's that." Yeah. 5 minutes later, I'm trying to get one of my officers off of the Davis PD building that he's stuck on top of, and I'm trying to work with him getting down. Apparently, her and Ruby called them to negotiate with them while I was like trying to get officers down, and they negotiated for them to leave this situation. They were snapping at me because I was like trying to use the radio to help an officer get out from a tight spot. And I didn't fuck with that at all. And then they got you guys out, and that was that. So they flew off with the PD helicopter and a bunch of PD equipment.
Okay. Wow. I'm going to be honest. When you said originally that it went back to the grenade scene, I thought you were trolling.
No, I was genuinely being serious. No, I was being serious,
I don't.
Man.
I mean, you understand why, right? Like 2.5 later, it's like, what the fuck?
Yeah, I know that. But it's because instead of just doing what we should have done and made the choice, we fucking let them just reset. Because what's happening when they are holding out with guns, they're not gonna just stop doing that. They're gonna find another spot to hold out with guns until they can get away with it. Like
I'm gonna be like,
we should have ended this then and there.
I'm completely with you. Here is my observation. So I'm not trying to play devil's advocate. I'm more saying what I'm about to say is like, here's what I think we're dealing with. And when I say we, I mean, back when we did police versus today.
Yeah.
There seems to be this like odd cultural shift, like a year ago. I don't know, maybe longer ago. I don't know when it happened, where it's being a cop is now about the chase, right? And that chase being longer is like completely fine. Whereas, 7 years ago, the longer a situation went on, there was always a demand from the top, like command onward, of like, end the chase, right?
Yeah, you got to bring it to a stop.
The rest of the city needs policing, and the more like violent was, the more we had to go all in. And
exactly.
Worst case scenario that happens is we go down and we fucking get out of the hospital and we move on, right?
Yeah, we move on with our lives.
Otherwise, it's fucking exhausting, right? And that's how you
100%.
lose everybody else. There might be like 2-3 people that are like, pogging out or whatever because they did a 4-hour chase, but everyone else is dead and like, thinking about going and playing PoE2 or whatever. And that's not a good thing. So I'll say this. I'm with you on that. What do you think we can do better? What do you think? What do you think we should do to change these scenarios? I don't mean at a high level, but I mean like, do we need to start like having someone call out that they're the scene lead and
Yeah, that's actually what I was about to suggest. Do you remember back in we used to do that back in the day? Like a situation would start and then we would be like, who is the scene lead? And then we would say Ventura. Well, Ventura was not, but we'd say Ventura. And then that person was the go-to. If someone was like needed a question or whatever, it went to the scene lead. The scene lead was engaged, their presence, like any suggestions went through the scene lead. And they were like the decisive command center, and it would then swap to the next person.
Agreed.
But for some reason, we have changed that to where everyone just kind of puts in their own input, and that's that,
I'm okay with input so long as it's not like commanding. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but that's the thing though. When you have high commands coming up all of a sudden on a situation that you think you're leading, and they're like, I'm going to negotiate with these guys. And you're like, I don't want to negotiate. We should go shoot them. And they're like, no, I'm going to negotiate. Like, what are you supposed to do?
I agree. I agree with that.
You know, and, you know, Frost told me to like just yell at people in the moments, but I'm not going to just do that.
No, don't
really.
do that. That's a bad idea.
I think it's a bad idea too. You know, I just don't want to do that. I've tried that before. It doesn't work.
No, it doesn't. It's gonna, realistically, with this culture, it's gonna be, you know, oh my God, I can't believe she said that.
I can't believe it. I can't believe it. Yeah, exactly.
So I will say that what you're describing right there, like like that is something that we have decided needs to start happening. You know, stating that as soon as new units attach, I was actually telling my cadet this as we arrived, is that once units attach, like more units attach, it is imperative that somebody, as soon as there's like a lull, right? Like, hey, this is a situation, I'm leading the scene, and that becoming a standard practice. And yeah. I think as veterans, right, that know how to do shit way better, and I'm going to stand on that, we start enforcing it, even on the small shit and the big shit. And for those who are not falling in line, you know, my rank or even higher rank, I'm going to start pressing on it, right? Because, it's not going to get any better like in a day or so, but, you know, I think that might make
yeah, I agree. I think we can start being some change, and it's better than fucking nothing. It's better than just sitting here bitching about it all day, you know?
100%.
I'd like to take some action, and that's a good first step, I'd say.
Hell yeah. And if you get any pushback, you let me know, because
I mean, if I get any pushback, I mean, I'm gonna tell them shut the fuck up. I'm a sergeant. Listen.
Hell yeah.
And if it's high command, I'm gonna do what Frost told me and say, respectfully, you should be doing the right thing already. I don't really care what you have to say.
SOPs are being developed with those things in there, so you're gonna have that as a weapon as well. So it's right here. This is how it's supposed to be, you know, and you signed off on it. You know what I mean? So
exactly.
Okay.
Yeah, that would be perfect.
All right, easy. All right.
Well, I appreciate you calling me.
Yep.
Thank you.
Anytime.
I fucking hate having these fucking situations pop off. It's really fucking annoying.
You know, in a year we'll be in a good spot. You know what I mean?
Yeah, well, it'll take some time.
Yep.
I think the main thing that we got to do, Brian, is we got to start empowering people to feel like they don't need. This is really like hands-holdy culture that's developed where everyone's like, well, can we shoot? Am I allowed to shoot yet? Have they said, could they start shooting at me? Can I shoot them yet? Officers need to feel like they can shoot someone if that person is threatening their life. You know what I mean? Like they shouldn't feel like they're so hyper-analyzed and like they can't do anything, you know?
That's exactly it. Worst case scenario, someone sues us and who gives a fuck? You know what I mean? Settle that shit if it makes sense, you know?
Yeah, exactly. We're not their babysitters. These guys are fucking hardened criminals, you know?
Yeah, that's exactly it. I mean, okay. Hell yeah. All right.
All right. Well, thanks for the call, Vine. I appreciate it.
You take care now.
You take care. Bye-bye.
All right. Okay, so.
I can't hang up. 1 second.
Shit. All right. You ready for this? What are we going to work on today? Let me think here. Have you had an opportunity to work on a crime scene?
What kind of crime scene?
Something with like shell casings and stuff?
Yes.
Okay.
Projectiles and casings, yes.
Very good.
Not anything.
Was it complex? Or do you think it was a simple scene? Okay.
Simple.
Here's what we're gonna do then.
Define complex exactly.
Well, complex is